Okay, welcome to Flashback Monday or Flashback Monday. Oh, good God. All right, this is November 2014, and I have been sick the past few days, so I am late in recording Flashback Monday, and because I'm late in my schedule in my head. It's all in my head. And because I've been sick and because I've been homebound, I haven't been able to pick up some of the books that have arrived. So next week when we do December, we will also include November leftovers because I was unable to leave the house to get the ones that were on order. So, and some of the ones that were on order still haven't been delivered. So we have to there was some issues somewhere. But anyway, and because I was sick, I couldn't leave the house. And I'm hoping to get through this without going squeaky on you. And if you haven't watched last week's video, Lucy Connolly's death at Christmas or Scottish death, I forget. Sorry. Um, And I felt bad because I was in contact with the author and I was like, hey, I'm doing your book. Make sure you check it out. So the first review is extensive. The second review was really, really short because the voice was just going bad. The third review, I'm holding up signs. I felt bad for all that. But while we're here, and while I'm talking about doing flashbacks of flashbacks, the books that showed up after we finished October, let's just get to them quickly. And November had more pictures than I've seen in a while. So most of November's books are pictures anyway. So let's just go through these. And not this one, but the other one. I want to do this, um, where is it now? Oh yeah. Blood on the Water, Anne Perry. We may end up doing some of hers. I'm trying to gather some of the the early ones. Because she has a couple of different series. Blood on the Water, Anne Perry, 4 stars. Familiar characters return to help solve the mystery in the 20th William Monk tale. Plot elements combined to transport the reader to the sights and sounds of 1850s London. Compared to present day, the path to justice is a bit slow. Though some scenes are literally explosive, it's interesting to take note that some things, including bribery, corruption, and blackmail, never change. William Monk, head of the London's River Police, witnessed the explosion of a pleasure ship, the Princess Mary. Many prominent people were aboard. Flawed evidence leads to the arrest of Egyptian Habib, yet Monk questions his guilt. The Suez Canal is nearing completion and tensions are increasing between England and Egypt over the soon-to-be shipping route, and possible the two events are connected. This book I may end up reading for the channel. Because it looks a little on the interesting side. The Counterfeit Heiress, Tasha Alexander, 4.5 stars. The Lady Emily Mystery series of only strengthened as the series continues, combining fascinating historical details with vivid descriptions, bringing the Victorian period to life. Marriage between Emily and Colin is heart-pounding romantic. The always eccentric heiress Estelle Lamore travels the world, never staying long and never seeing the few friends she had, which included a friend of Lady Emily's. When she appears at the lavish costume ball, excitement erupts when the masked woman claiming to be Estelle proves to be an impostor and flees. By the next morning, her body is found, but who killed Estelle or the impostor? It's up to Emily and Colin to unravel the mystery. Excuse me. And a book that was in my pile and completely missed. Covert Christmas by Hope White. Scott Becker was left for dead, but then search and rescue worker Brianna McBride finds him. She's determined to help him recover his memories, which causes her to become a target as well. Scott apparently has evidence that someone wants to stop from being revealed. Brianna has learned to rely on herself and wonders if Scott may be hiding something. Is she more connected to the case than she realizes? It is a nice twist to have a vulnerable male lead. Scott struggles to trust Will. Elite sympathy. The plot is well developed and the secondary characters are well engaged. So that's good. Alright, now that we've done our flashback of October, let's go on to November. And as you know, all the magazines start with Harlequin, and all the magazines start with Regency and end with Harlequin and Erotica, but they depending on which genre is focused that month is which ones get the the larger sections. So I have done quite a few videos on this woman. We just did her only series a little while ago. Only Enchanting, 4.5 stars. As always, Belo crafts a mature, deep, touching love story with an underlying depth of emotion that captures readers' hearts. Away from the safe harbor of Pandarus Hall, Flavin, Viscount poised by meets and waltzes with Agnes keeping, a most pragmatic and enchanting widow. Agnes doesn't believe in love until she meets Flavian and falls head over heels. Flavian thought he could never love again after his fiancée married his best friend, but Agnes makes him think it's possible. Yes, it's possible. Let me write this down. Let me write this down for future. I will need this for future. Okay. Beverly Jenkins, Destiny's Captive. Naked guy on the cover. Hey ladies, how many if-thens can I make? Up of naked guy on the cover? I just found one the other day. They're going, this would be a perfect thumbnail. I don't know how Cuba falls into Regency. Pirates were definitely plentiful in the 19th century, and they kidnapped the youngest Yates brother in this series finale. Noah's journey is chronicled here, and it's not pretty. Pilar Banderas is dedicated to helping the cause of rebels in Cuba. In order to continue smuggling guns for the fight, she and her companions need a ship. The one owned by Noah Yates fits the bill. Noah does not take kindly to being robbed and vows to hunt down the pirate. Once he finds Pilar, the pair go on a unique courting game. It's a love-hate thing. I can see that coming. Okay, the Viscount who lives down the lane. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Let's see what happens here. I like Elizabeth Boyle. I own quite a few of her books. 4.5 stars. The fresh take on Beauty and the Beast and Boyle's fine storytelling and fabulous characters make this a not-to-be-missed romance. Since the war, Viscount Wakefield has hidden himself away in his Mayfair home. That is until Louisa Tempest's cat runs into his house. Hot on the feline's heels, Louisa encounters the Beast of Mayfair, whose horrid temper is nothing compared to the mess of a home he lives in. Determined to set the house to rights and put order back in his life, Louisa begins making changes, putting Wakefield in a foul mood, but he just can't stop thinking about her as the sexual attention. Is that a way to a man's heart? Cleaning his house. I thought food and stomach or something like that. Well, let's go with the The Shocking Secret of a Guest at the Wedding, 4.5 stars. A consummate storyteller, Alexander makes a pretend engagement plot fresh and delightful and fascinating. Jackson Quincy Graham Channing thinks he's the scion of a banking family. Then he discovers he's an heir to a British title. Jack soon embarks on an adventure attending a family wedding at Millworth Manor in England. Theodosia Teddy Winslow is basking in the glow of planning the perfect wedding when a handsome stranger asks her to dance. The attraction between Teddy and Jack is palpable. When an unwanted suitor places Teddy in an awkward situation, Jack comes to the rescue and they become engaged. The convenient marriage convenience falls in love, turns love. Yes, 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 yes. We love love. We love love. Um, The Accidental Countess. Naked guy on the cover. Um, the Valerie Bowman. Mistaken Identity provides the delightful premise of Bowman's latest smart and witty second playful bride story. Lady Cassandra Monroe is in love with her cousin Penelope, betrothed Captain Julian Swift, and wrote him letters every day he was away. Cass thinks he can never be hers until she masquerades as Penelope's supposed friend, Patience Bambury. Following Waterloo, Julian is not eager to enter into the unwanted marriage. He plans to tell Penelope how he feels at a country house party. Then he meets Patience, who is delightful, witty, kind, and sensual. See what happens there. Um, this one will eventually show up. Or have we done it? Did we do this? No, this is later. We will definitely, this will show up on a Saturday. Um, uh, Probably in November, December. Um, 30th. Oh, there it is. This way. I didn't see it. By Winter's Light. The Second Sisters. If you have not seen or reading, we started with, or we'll start with Devil, Sinster's book. We will do the Sinsters. Devil, Vane, Scandal, Lucifer, Gabriel, and then we will do the sisters, Amanda and Amelia. Then we will do the Bastion Club. Then we will do the Black Cobra Club. Then we have a standalone. And then the Buccaneers. So, anyways, the second Sinster Christmas special is also the beginning of the next generation of stories, as Lawrence introduces young Sinsters with the context of a lovely, touching romance. The holidays are fast approaching, and Sinsters, their children and tutors, and their servants have gathered at Casporian Manor. Tutor Daniel Crosby met Governess Claire Meadows at several family gatherings. Daniel has noticed their attraction for one another and now has the financial means and the courage to propose. But will she accept him? And if you haven't seen it yet, please go watch it. December of last year, I think it was, I do Joanna Lindsay's holiday presents. I lost. I love that book. It's the greatest. It brings all the families together. You have your little new romance, but you see the progression of the characters. It's just awesome. God. I have very, very few books this time around. Like I said, November had a tremendous amount of pictures. So, what, uh, okay. Christmas Prayer, Kimberly Lawson Roby. A Christmas Prayer is not your typical holiday story filled with joy and light. It's an engrossing tale of what happens when the holidays are filled with pain instead of joy and darkness instead of light. The heroine's grief and depression are depicted so accurately that the reader can feel her. Oh, okay. So there are those of you out there that exist. Um, I've seen you on Facebook. Oh, give me a book that's gonna rip my heart out. I don't want a book that's gonna rip my heart out. I want a book that's gonna give me escape from real life. I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to be upset from a book. I don't know if you're one of those people, but especially with I watch General Hospital or some of the other shows, and you get involved with the characters, and something happens, and you start screaming at the TV. I don't. I read for escape, not. Anyways, Alexis Fletcher is in the midst of depression after the death of her mother. The holidays are tough. Yep, because my mother died then too. Goodbye. As close as sisters. 4 stars. The sweet and heartwarming tale of four best friends who have moved through life together lifts the spirit and brings hope amid tragedy. Faulkner does an excellent job of being realistic. Lindsay, Mackenzie, Aurora, and Jamie have been friends since high school. Now in their 40s, they keep their annual tradition of spending a month. Well, come here. If you're gonna. My hand. Ah, I had friends like this. We claim to be friends like this. Never again. Yep. Come here. You want to come here? Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. You're so freaking. You need to go on a diet. I know. Here. Take your bed. I know a lady. She has friends in she met in college. They do everything together. 30, 40 years later. We we claim to be that, and we never saw each other after high school. And two of the four are dead. Island Christmas. A wonderful contemporary novel with lovable, sweet characters who just want the perfect Christmas while an unexpected turn of event rises. Felicia is returning to Nantucket to marry her boyfriend, Archie. Every detail has been planned to perfection, even Felicia's red and white wedding dress. All her mother's Jilly's idea. Felicia would be happy with a simple ceremony with the justice of the peace, but she does not want to hurt her mother's feelings. Then Jilly starts a secretive matchmaking plan to push Felicia and her handsome neighbor together. Ah, see what happens there. Alright, that's the end of mainstream fiction. I just Stone Cold Jennifer Armentrout. And I have a confession. I've been getting Jennifer Armentrout and Jennifer L. Armentrout. The only thing different is the middle initial, and they're probably completely different people. There's a situation. If my Leaning Tower of books goes falling, you know whose problem that is. Stone Cold Touch, the second in the Dark Element series, in an absolutely phenomenal edge of your seat thrill ride. Even though she's trying to live a normal life, things aren't going great for Lila Shaw. For one, strange things are suddenly happening and she's getting blamed. Secondly, her heart is torn between her best friend Zane and bad boy demon Prince Roth, except she can't be with Zane because of her soul stealing abilities, and she can't be with Roth because he's gone. Okay. What do you think? Excuse me. I needed to bring another box of tissues to this party. I was gonna get this one, but I was like, why? There's a full fucking page picture. Uh, Third in her Fantastic Raven Cycle series is as wondrous as previous two titles. School starting and the real world intrigues a Blue, Adam, Roman, and Gainsey continue their search for Glendower and the still missing Moore. Adam is navigating his new and mysterious relationship with Cabswater, while Roman has his own magical dilemma to solve. CC Hunter. The latest installment of Shadowfall series is one that should not be missed. Themes of Delph's discovery are on display here. Della has always felt like she didn't belong, but all that changed when she arrived in Shadow Falls. Suddenly, surrounded by supernatural creatures, Della has found her place. Now she must prove to everyone that she belongs. Okay. There's more. Alright, now on to inspirationals, and you will forgive me. I forgot to do timestamps. Ted Decker. Oh, like I said, I was gonna make copies of these and I forgot. So those are the 3 books. We'll just do them. That's Ted Decker's the one in the middle. The gray one. Or beige. 4.5 stars. True to Decker's style, AD 30 is a rich and engaging tale that captivates readers from the first page. Mavia is the lowest of the low, an outcast woman in the desert with no hope of ever becoming anything more. When her stepmom dies and alliances are broken, Mavia is called on to save her people by appealing to Herod and Sepphoris. Lizzie and Jane, the one in red. Deeply moving and intensely meaningful, Reed's latest gives readers an intimate look into the lives of sisters. After the ordeal of their mother's battle with and death from cancer when she was a teenager, Elizabeth has spent the following years making a name for herself as chief, while her distance from her father and her older sister. Yet Elizabeth has lost her edge with the restaurant and decides to visit her family. Oh, okay, that was someone. Okay, Becoming Bee, that's the one on the end here. 4.5 stars. The retelling of Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing proves difficulties in love are timeless. Bee and Ben have always shared a competitive streak and finally had a chance at love. Then, without explaining why, Ben stopped courting Bee and she refuses to marry. Bee offers help the Millers with their newborn triplets while Ben works in the Millers' cabinet shop. So it's impossible for the two not to avoid each other. Okay. Excuse me.
Tina, here is your reminder.
There's a couple more here, but I just don't have it today. But here's the. Just hold them up. Alright. They had a lot of pictures, this book. Alright, sci-fi. We'll just do those three. Dreamer's Pool. The first in her Blackthorn and Grimm series, Marlena does some really wonderful character work in every one of three-person perspectives. Magically freed from imprisonment and death in return for a 7-year-long vow to help anyone who asks for aid, the wise woman known as Blackthorn has to set aside the injustice that's been done to her and travel to neighboring kingdoms. With ex-prison mate Grimm, the closest thing Blackthorn has to a friend, in tow, she finds a young prince who is convinced that his bride-to-be is no longer the woman he fell in love with. Ed Neil Clark. Cyber fans rejoice. Clark has edited an anthology filled with all half-human wonders of technology. In Come Away, Madeline Ashburn transports us to a city where you can easily find body parts to transplant, but the story behind where they come from is twisted. William Gibson, the peripheral. It is no secret that Gibson is a visionary. His classic 1984 Necromancer was not only popularized the term cyberspace and newly subgenre cyberpunk, but it's also early present in envisioning our growing relationship with and dependence on technology. You should see it today. When Flynn's brother Burton, struggling veteran, asks her to take over an assignment beta testing a new game, the job seems easy enough. But after she witnesses disturbing murder. Uh-huh. Oh, Anne Rice's kid. Oh, I'm just going to show these pictures. I just don't have it today. Excuse me. All right, mystery. And I have very, very few. A Virtuous Death. Christine Trent. The Victorian series about Violet Harper is rich in historical details. Trent presents a thorough picture of the hard life of servants in a large house. Violet has served as undertaker for the royal family and helps solve mysteries for them. When she is assigned by the queen to find out if something is wrong with the palace, she's not happy. Her daughter will marry soon in America. Her husband is visiting Wales, where there is unrest among the miners, and the case is based on nothing more than a vague spiritual message delivered by a tarot card reading. Let's see what happens. I'm thinking about reading her series. It's going to be hard to collect some of the older ones, but we're going to try and do it. After 22 novels, Cornwell is still the ace of forensics mysteries. Dr. Kay Scarpetta and her family and friends just keep growing as characters and Cornwell plots are still taut and tangled. Headed for Miami vacation to celebrate her birthday with her profiler husband Benton Weasley, Dr. Kay Scarpetta knows the 7 shiny pennies on the wall behind her home in Cambridge. At about the same time, she's called to attend a close-by homicide with Detective Pete Moreno. It would appear that a high school music teacher has been killed by unloading groceries from his car, with a shot too precise to be anything but professional. Is there a link between this death and that of 2 similar murders? And are they in any way related to other deaths that have occurred in New Jersey? And there's the death of a high-powered and corrupt government official off the coast of Florida. The victims appear to have nothing in common except for the precision of their deaths. See what happens there. The Burning Room. Harry Bosch tackles corruption, politicians, and violent gangs and a new partner in Connolly's latest crime novel. That's huge. Once again, Bosch pounds the pavement now with decorated hero Lucius Soda. Although she's young and relatively inexperienced, their new assignment involves Orlando Merst, a Monarch band member who was shot 10 years ago and survived. Mayoral candidate used paraplegic Merce as a cause to celebrate that enabled him to win the election. Now that Merce has died, they are able to retrieve the bullet. This changes the direction of the case and makes it an unsolved mystery for Bosch and Soda to solve. Ah, I wish I'd gotten more. Um, The Blue Labyrinth, Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. Those who have grown to love Agent Pendergrass will not be disappointed in this newest installment of his series by Preston and Child. When his estranged son turns up dead on his doorstep with a rare piece of turquoise in his stomach, FBI agent Alios Pendergrass is drawn into a mystery that will take him around the world and deep into a long-held family secrets. Interesting. Um, we just did, or will do. I just did. I just. I don't even think I knew. Oh shoot! I missed this one. Oh well. In a couple of weeks, we'll be doing a video, and this book should have been one of the books in the video, but it's not. So I'm gonna show it here. But it fits the theme of my if then. Doggone murder, Elaine Viets. Viets gives her readers an intriguing look into the world of doggy daycare centers with all good. Mystery shopper Jose Marcus has been given an assignment to check out 3 local daycares that are trying to get certification. One of the centers is Uncle Bob's Doggy Daycare. Armed with her mother's Shih Tzu, she visits the center and is not all pleased with Uncle Bob. When she learns that he has hurt other dogs at the center, she debates canceling her appointment. But wanting to get the best feedback for her survey, she decides to go through with it. When she arrives to pick up the dog, Josie stumbles upon Bob dead. Ah, interesting. Alright. Midnight action, romantic suspense, Ellie Kennedy. She was gonna be featured in one of my romance. I was gonna do a contemporary romance, and she was one of the authors, and she's a really good romance author. You'll have to watch that video where I explain how I got how my revulsion to contemporary romances. But on the other hand, naked guy on the cover. After lovers turned enemies, Jim Morgan and Noel Phillips heated up the sidelines with their smoldering hatred and passion in earlier books. But it's finally time for their backstory to get told. 19 years ago, while setting a trap to apprehend her criminal father, Jim Morgan seduced Noel Phillips. Noel's feelings of betrayal have crystallized into hatred, making her Jim's deadly enemy. To the frustration of both, recent operations have required that they work together. See that coming? Excuse me. Paige Tyler, Lone Wolf, naked guy on the cover. Chasing a serial killer is hard enough, but the fact that he's an animal shifter adds to the urgency. The second in the X-Ops series is non-stop action and hair-raising storyline well done. 2 years ago, FBI agent Danica Beckett broke Clayne's Buchanan's heart. The bitter memories are still strong when Danica calls in the Department of Covert Operations to assist in the search for a serial killer. She never expected them to send him. Well, of course they're gonna send him. Contemporary romance. Maybe this Christmas, 4.5 stars. Morgan's Friends Two Lovers romance is intense and insightful with a healthy dose of heartbreak between her rakish hero and her sideways heroine. Former Olympic gold medal skier and Playboy bachelor Tyler O'Neill has experienced cataclysmic life changes from his career-ending accident to the unexpected but delightful arrival of his teenage daughter. But the one constant has always been his best friend Brianna, when she started starring in his X-rated dreams. See that coming. I had this one. I don't know where it went. I had it. I had a couple of hers. They were little hardcovers. Bella Under, Kissing Under the Mistletoe. 4.5 stars. Andre, what's the? Andre gives readers a look at the beginning of the Sullivans with the romantic whirlwind between Mary Farrah and Jack Sullivan. Model Mary Farrah gave up everything and moved from Italy to the United States to pursue a career. During a photo shoot, she connects with a handsome stranger in the crowd. Jack Sullivan is about to lose everything he has worked for 10 years to create. His invention is not going to be sold at the critical Christmas season unless he can somehow make it sexy. I'm going to use Mary to do it. I just saw this. God. I just saw it. I just saw it. Yeah. Oh, freaking page ad. Okay. Okay. There we go. Land thing. Snow Angel Cove. Dane's latest is a perfect holiday read. Aiden and Eliza's romance is genuinely tender and passionate as they open up to each other. New in town and with her daughter Maddie, Eliza Haywood discovers that her dream job has literally gone up in flames due to a hotel fire. Minutes later, Eliza gets hit by an SUV while crossing the street. The remorseful driver, tech entrepreneur Aiden Kane, suggests that Eliza stay overnight at his lodge so she can recover from her injuries. And they fall in love after that. So, I just saw this one too. Smoke! What are you doing? Yes, ma'am. Right. Yeah. Christina Sky. Um, Memories are the key driver and versatile Sky's launch book in her touching new independently published Brides Club series, which features a heroine hell-bent on running from her memories and a hero desperately trying to recover his. Cognitive therapist Anne Monroe is fleeing from the dark memories that haunt her. Annie's flight has taken her across the country, and her only companion, being Kobe, a dog she recently with Cody and Annie, is stop. All right, let's try this again. Cognitive therapist Annie Monroe is fleeing from dark memories that haunt her. Annie's flight has taken her across country with her only companion being Cody, a dog she recently rescued. However, something is wrong with Cody and Annie is forced to stop at Summer Island. With no money to pay, Annie agrees to help the local vet while he diagnoses Cody's problem. Okay. And Christmas at Twilight. Laurie Wilde. While addressing some serious issues, Christmas at Twilight is a wonderful, heartwarming story not to be missed. Jane has been renting a room from Hutch's flighty sister, and now that he's returned, they have to figure out a way to live together. Jane's first rule is no touching, and Hutch finds it difficult to live with that rule. Okay. Now where the... I didn't get any. Okay. On to paranormal. I just don't... I just don't have it today. Um... Blood magic. When it comes to compelling, entertaining tales, Roberts is peerless. The final chapter in Cousins O'Dwyer trilogy brings readers the final confrontation between two lines of magic and blood. When they were young, passion fled between Brianna O'Dwyer and Finbar Burke, but after their joining, Caravan hereditary mark appeared on Finbar, indicating his bloodline and spelling the end for their love. Now the successful joining of Iona and Boyle and Mira O'Connor raises the possibility of finally gaining enough power to defeat Coben for good. Brianna and Finbar's attraction still burns. So obviously they're gonna get together at some point. And considering that the voice is really going now, got one more. Otherworld Nights. Finally, all in one place, 8 short stories and novellas are collected in Otherworld Nights, so fans of Armstrong's amazing Otherworld series can enjoy more tales from this remarkable fictional world. You know what? Here's the whole thing. I just don't have it. And there were some Harlequins, but I'm just gonna call it quits now. I really wanted to get this done, and I've got a Catherine Coulter out there waiting for me. But I wanted to get this done, and so next week we'll do Flashback Monday and Flashback Monday to whatever books didn't show up for November. And I hope you'll stay tuned for December, and hopefully my voice will be back. I'm over being sick, I swear it. I hope you have a good day. Please hit the like and subscribe.